Hello everyone. We will be beginning in just a moment. To access our website for donations, you may scan the QR code on the screen first or use the link in the Zoom chat. Thank you for your generosity and we hope that you'll enjoy our seminar. Hello everyone. Welcome to Project Grace seminar. I'm Cheja and together with Carl, we will be your MCs for today. We are Project Grace 3.0, a group consisting of students from Hwa Chong Institution and Nanyang Girls High School, working with Special Olympics to empower athletes with intellectual disabilities. We are glad to have all of you here today with us during this online seminar. Firstly, let's have Carl to introduce to us the theme of the seminar. Carl, please.
Thank you, Cheja. Good morning, everyone. I am Carl, the co-leader of Project Grace 3.0. Before we begin the seminar proper, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the theme of our seminar, Nothing Stops Me. Through today's seminar, we hope to raise awareness on people with intellectual disabilities so the public will have a better understanding of the situation. Furthermore, we hope our seminar can empower athletes through speeches about how the speakers were not deterred by the challenges they have faced as athletes and inspire them to strive for excellence in the sport. We hope that you will walk away with something meaningful after the seminar today and do enjoy the seminar. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. In this seminar, we will be introducing our project and beneficiary, as a speech by our guest of honor, Mr. Muhammad Hosni, followed by a video screening. Afterwards, we will be having sharings by Ms. Tay Suin, Mr. Hei Ting Hui, and Jacqueline from SOSG, and have a Kahoot and Q&A session.
More about us. Project Grace 3.0 consists of 10 secondary 4 students from Hwa Chong Institution and Nanyang Girls High School. We came together to work for the benefit of people with intellectual disabilities through the medium of sport. This is Project Grace's third year in running, continuing the legacy of our seniors' work from the past 2 years.
Project Grace aims to empower athletes with intellectual disabilities and raise awareness about the challenges that they face in Singapore. Here is Special Olympics Singapore, or SOSG, the organization that we are working alongside throughout the course of this project. Special Olympics is a global organization that serves athletes with intellectual disabilities, working with hundreds and thousands of volunteers and coaches each year.
Unfortunately, Miss Claire Toh is running a high fever and she will not be able to attend today's seminar. Now, let us invite Mr. Muhammad Hosni to deliver his speech. Mr. Muhammad Hosni is a retired Singaporean track and field sprinter who is involved in coaching para-athletes for 9 years and is working with the intellectually impaired at the Singapore National Disability Council. Mr. Muhammad Hosni, please.
Hey, good morning all. So, courage, perseverance, and belief. These are three words resonate well with my athletics journey. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, coaches, athletes, and students. I'm Muhammad Hosni bin Muhammad. Being a person who loves to be fast since young, I found the blue ribbon event 100-meter sprint as aspirations. As a national athlete, I held a personal best of 10.2 seconds. My desire to be fast brought me to compete in the 1993 SEA Games in Singapore. Together with my teammates, we secured bronze medals in the 4x1 relay. That boosted my self-belief, which brought me to 1994 Asian Games Hiroshima and 1994 Commonwealth Games Victoria, Canada. There I achieved top 10 ranked in the 100-meter and the finalist in the relay event, and top 20 in the 100-meter sprints, respectively. No achievement were possible without my sponsors like SPH, DHL, and Nike Singapore. However, all this took a lot of courage with me to make the difference. When I started athletics at the age of 17, things were not so glamorous. I was a casual athlete who committed little time to training. My commitment to train plays a second fiddle to my interest in self-reliance financially. This made me quit the sports at the age of 18 years old. Mr. C. Kunalan saw the potential in me and decided to pull me back in. My commitment went up well when I was at the age of 19. Gradually, I developed my potential. This was evident when I equaled the national record of 10.3 at the age of 20. At the age of 22, 2 years later, in 1994, I broke the national record with a time of 10.2 seconds. I retired prematurely from athletics at the age of 25 in 1997. I continued following athletics from the outside as work and family commitment became my dominant focus. Then in 2004, I crossed paths with Mr. C. Kunalan again. This time, he brought me to giving back to the sports that is close to my heart. Coaching becomes that calling. My coaching revolves around young people to build a believer in their dreams and work towards it. This purposeful coaching landed me a national role with the Singapore Athletics Association. I was the national sprint head coach in Singapore Athletics Association from 2007 to 2009, mainly driving the youth and junior program. Every now and then, we get into a situation or environment that redefine us. Mine was my stint as a national coach ended. I got the opportunity to coach athletes from Singapore Special Olympics. Not knowing what to expect, I decided to take up the challenge myself. First encounter with the athletes took a hit on my perspective towards athletes with disabilities. I met around 10 to 15 athletes looking fully functional, no different from the students I have handled before. It was through the interaction that I realized not all disabilities are visible. Unlike my previous coaching assignment, coaching with intellectually impairment athletes really made me reflect my roles and style of coaching. Despite their challenges, they have their own individual emotional feelings, needs, aspirations, and dreams. Among them, some considered high functioning abilities, while some are low functioning abilities, both depending on the task, needs more time to understand due to short-term memory. As a coach, you need a lot of patience and perseverance to carry out your training. Through this experience, I came across Suhairi bin Suhaini, who has been one of my prominent intellectually impairment athletes. He does long jump and the 400-meter sprint. Suhairi came from a humble background. Like any other athlete, he too have a dream, aspires to don the national colors in the international competition. From local meets, he tries into the international Grand Prix, and from Asian Para Game, he rises to Paralympics. Suhari is an exemplary role athlete who remains disciplined, dedicated, and attentive athlete. He manages key demands such as diet, sleep diligently, with a thirst to improve his athletics ability for his event. With the growing needs to build his technique in the long jump, I started to collaborate with my former teammate during my running days, ex-colleague and mentor, Mr. C. Viramani, to help develop Suhairi. Despite fostering a strong partnership in grooming Suhairi, we at times counter challenges. One good example was in 2016. We were in Germany, Berlin, for a Grand Prix competition. He fouled his first 2 jumps, and with 1 left for qualification, he started to panic. When he approached me for guidance at the sideline, I noticed something was strange in him. I can visibly see his pupils are moving and darting rapidly, looking at me, as if he is reading a binary code on my face. It's a sign that he is very stressful at that moment. The first thing I did is to calm him down, shifted his attention to regulate breathing and focus on my fingers as I showed him. Once I got his attention and ensure he's ready for instruction, I then start to tell him things that he has left out while executing his jump. I kept repeating the same thing to him over and over to make him understand and focus on what he's supposed to do. From there, he continues doing well and managed to win the gold medal with a personal best on the last 4 jumps. Suhari is not the only successful story for intellectually impairment athletes or athletes from Special Olympics. There are several more like the likes of Maverick Lee Dong-eun, Siti Nurhayati, Muhammad Nur Arik, and Shaman Pandian. These are 4 juniors intellectually impairment athletes. They have participated in Singapore Olympic Summer Games, and they are the among medals winner in that games. Recently, in 2021 Asian Para Games Youth held in Bahrain, Siti Nurhayati won the silver medal in 400 meter, and Noah rewrote the new national record also in the 400 meter. Both of these athletes earned a place in the World Para Athletics ranking. Throughout my athletics journey, I have undertaken assignments with courage to complete what I believe in and persevere despite the challenges to successfully nurture the next generation of athletes, both able and person with disabilities. All these encounters and experience has truly defined my approach to not only as a coach, but also a person in life. I would like to thank you for having me here and would like to wish the best with Project Grace. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Hosni, for your speech.
Moving on, we will be screening a video filmed by Special Olympics Singapore, SOSG. After the video, Ms. Tae Suin will be giving a short sharing about their organization.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Suyin. I'm the volunteer manager with Special Olympics Singapore. And we're very grateful for this opportunity with Project Grace and the support that they have given us since 2018. So now I will just do a short sharing about Special Olympics and the work that we do. So about Special Olympics as a global organization, we are a global inclusion movement using sport, health education, and leadership programs every day to end discrimination against and empower people with intellectual disabilities. So for us, we provide year-round sports training and athletic competitions in a variety of Olympic type sports for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. Worldwide, in Special Olympics International, we have over 32 different types of sports. In Singapore, we offer 9 different types of Olympic type sports for our athletes here in Singapore. So for us, we really aspire to bring them continuing opportunities to develop physical fitness, for them to demonstrate courage and experience joy in just participating in sport, making friends, sharing their gifts and skills with their families, their fellow athletes, and also our volunteers and coaches, and just people in the community when we see them exercising out in public. So we have a short video to show you how our athletes, how amazing our athletes can be.
I can't speak like the man on TV. I can't get ready in 5 minutes. I can't blend in like the rest. I can't make it perfect the first time. I can't make it look easy. For all the I can'ts, there are many more I can'ts. I can move at lightning speed. I can cut through air. I can strike down targets. I can press on even when it hurts. I can build bridges when others are building walls. I can share my love of sports. I can raise a crowd to its feet. I can warm the hearts of people. I can start a flame. I can do all these, and you can be a part of it too.
So for me, every time I watch this video, I always feel very amazed by the potential in our athletes and what they can do and how much perseverance they put in. So I would like everybody to just share how you feel about watching this video. Let us know in your comments in the chat below. Yeah, so for me, I really feel very inspired, and I feel like they really have so much talent and so much gifts to share. And it's really amazing for me to just see the athletes coming together for the dance, coming together for running and all that. It's really, I feel very touched just to be able to be part of this movement. So Special Olympics globally, we are in over 200 countries, and there are over 5.7 million athletes that we serve in 7 different regions. So for Special Olympics Singapore, we fall under the Asia Pacific region, where we serve about 2.5 million athletes and unified partners. So competitions, just like the Olympics and the Paralympics, we also have World Games, World Winter Games and World Summer Games that happen every 2 years. So the last Summer Games that we had was in 2019 in Abu Dhabi. So the next one that we'll be having next year would be in Berlin for the Summer Games. So in Special Olympics Singapore, we also conduct national and local competitions where we select athletes to go for the World Games. So a lot of times people also mix us up with Paralympics because they all think that sports with disabilities, they're all the same. So the first logo everybody knows, this is the Olympics logo. The middle one is our Special Olympics logo, and the last one is the Paralympics logo. So the key differences between us and the rest would be the types of athletes that we serve. So in Special Olympics, we serve athletes with intellectual disabilities. And our sporting philosophy would be really to maximize participation for sports. For Paralympics and for the Olympics, they look at elite type sports. So they really focus on the best of the best. So for Paralympics, not just intellectual disabilities, they also have different types of physical disabilities in 10 different categories. So in Special Olympics, we also practice this thing called divisioning, where we actually separate athletes according to the age, gender, and ability level, so that we can have a very fair competition for everybody. So just about our organization in Singapore, the Singapore program started in 1983 as a project under APSN in Mines. We were registered as a BWO in 1991 and also as a charity in 1994. So in Special Olympics Singapore, we are recognized as a National Sports Association, and we are also affiliated to NCSS and the Singapore National Olympic Council. We serve children and adults with intellectual disabilities 8 years or older. And for us, we provide year-round training for 9 different Olympic type sports, and we also have 5 different programs. So these are the 9 different sports that we have. So we are very honored to have Coach Harshni to actually help us with the World Games trainings for athletics. And we also have badminton, basketball. Bocce is like, as we see in the first video, it's a kind of like, I'd say like bowling on grass. So it's a unique sport to Special Olympics. So we also have bowling, football, swimming, floorball, and dance sport. For dance sport, we do Latin dance, and later on we'll be having our assistant coach, Xin Hui, who's our athlete and also our volunteer who does coaching for dance sport in Latin dance. So at Special Olympics Singapore, we look at not just sports, but also holistically, how do we help the athletes? So for healthy athletes, so we have 5 different other programs. So for healthy athletes, we do like health screenings for athletes. And this is usually like at different kind of like the national games or at the World Games level. So for young athletes, we serve children between 2 to 7 years old with special needs. So they come together, they participate in different kinds of activities to help to improve and improve their motor developmental skills. For Family Support Network, we have all the caregivers, the mummies and daddies and all the other family members who come together. They come together to volunteer, they come together to have different talks and all that. For motor activities training program, we have, it's more for athletes with multiple and like also coupled with physical disabilities. So they come together for an event, and then we do activities together. So under athlete leadership program, we groom athletes to become advocates, and they share about their journeys on different platforms at the Asia Pacific level and even at global level, where they will talk about their journey as an athlete and also how about their journey at work as well. So how can we get involved in Special Olympics? As you know, we have 9 different sports, and all of our sports, we rely very heavily on volunteers. Most of our coaches are actually volunteers. And we do have a lot of events. Just to make sure that our athletes are actively and well engaged. Or you could also come together and play with our athletes, form a team with them. So under our football and also our floorball, we have unified sports. So this is where able-bodied and also persons with intellectual disabilities come together to play as a team. And this is where we really see the friendship and the social inclusion. There's really so much bonding that happens, and it's really it's a lifelong friendship, I would say. And lastly, just to practice acts of social inclusion. And these are some simple examples that we can all do on a day-to-day basis. Come and volunteer with the disability community. Tell your friends about Special Olympics. Tell your friends what is intellectual disabilities. And then we use language that is understandable by all. And as Coach Hasni also shared earlier, a lot of disabilities are invisible. So we must remember that our reaction to them isn't. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, I'll pass the time on now to Project Grace.
Thank you, Ms. Suyin. Now we'll be moving on to the games. We'll be playing a game of Kahoot. Please take out your mobile phones or any internet device to join the game. You can scan the QR code on the screen or join the pin shown on the screen, which is 012690. We'll be waiting a while for the audience. We'll be starting the game in a few seconds. We'll now be starting the game. Question 1. Who are the beneficiaries of Special Olympics? Athletes with intellectual disabilities, athletes with physical disabilities, both or neither. The answer is athletes with intellectual disabilities. Chloe is leading with Jonathan closely following behind. Question 2. Does Special Olympics equal Paralympics? True or false? The answer is false. Jonathan is now leading. Question 3. Special Olympics is open for adults, youth, children, or all of the above. The answer is all of the above. Question 4. Which was the inaugural year of the Special Olympics? 1975, 1899, 1968, or 1988? The answer is 1968. Wow, Timothy is now leading. Question 5. In how many regions does Special Olympics occur in? 7, 6, 5, 4. The answer is 7 regions. Chloe is now first. Question 6. Which of the following is not a sport at Special Olympics? Biathlon, shooting, tennis, or powerlifting? The answer is shooting. Fun fact, Special Olympics offers over 30 different sports. Question 7. How many Special Olympics athletes are there worldwide? 50 million, 10 million, 5.5 million, or 1 million? The answer is 5.5 million. Wow, Sean has a streak with 7 correct answers in a row. Question 8. How often are the Special Olympics held? Every 2 years, every 3 years, every 4 years, or every year? The answer is every 2 years. Fun fact, Special Olympics World Games takes place every 2 years and alternate between summer and winter games. Question 9. Which is a Special Olympic symbol? The red one is the Special Olympic symbol. Congratulations to Sean for getting 3rd place, Chloe for getting 2nd place, and Jonathan for getting 1st place. That is concludes the end of our game session. Thank you everyone for your enthusiastic participation. Now off to Carl.
We would now like to invite Mr. Hei Ting Hui from SOSG to speak about his SOSG leadership journey with us. Mr. Hei is an athlete leader, assistant coach in dance sport, and now even serving as an appointed board member in Special Olympics Singapore. Mr. Hei, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ting Hui, and I'm an athletics leader with Special Olympics Singapore. I'm also an assistant coach in dance sports Latin dance, a abundant photographer, and I'm employed as an instructor aide in APSN Tanglin School. I have been a part of SOSG for over 15 years, starting out as an athlete and now serve as the athletics representative on SOSG board. I first encountered SOSG when I joined their games and competition in Chaoyang School. I really enjoyed playing sports and continues to be part of SOSG. Enjoying their sports outreach, I was selected to represent Singapore in Special Olympics World Summer Games 2007 in Shanghai for athletics, 2011 Athens for basketball. And it is such a wonderful experience to make friends with athletes from other countries. As SOSG, we have many good volunteers and athletes friends, and that is why I enjoy being in an SOSG. The staff also give us many opportunities for growth, development, and I like the social support that I have in SOSG. What I like about SOSG is that we all get a chance to participate and to be brave enough to just try. I believe in our athletes' oath. Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. And this serves as a guide for me to live my life. I may not be the best at everything, but it is most important is to just try. I'm always willing to try out new things and new opportunities, so I have actively seek out part-time jobs. I have worked at events which was in Singapore Zoo, GrabFood, and many other places, so that I can save money to travel again. Before I end off, I would like to encourage you to come and play sports with us at SOSG. Do follow us on social medias to learn more about the work that we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hei, for sharing your journey with us. Next, Jacqueline from SOSG will be sharing about her wonderful experiences in SOSG. She runs with the athletics outreach at Special Olympics Singapore, and she really loves dogs. She will be sharing about how running brings her so many wonderful experiences and opportunities to meet dogs on her runs, and also develop her physical fitness at the same time.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being with us today. My name is Jacqueline, and I joined Special Olympics in 2018. I first started out in bocce and bowling, but now I love running because my sister Gwen invited me to join her in the Special Olympics long distance running group where she volunteers at. In Special Olympics, we get the chance to run at many different places all over Singapore. I run at least 8 km every training. I like to learn more about Singapore from all the places that we run at. Running is really fun because I get to meet so many cute doggies when I run with SOSG. The dog owners are all very kind to let me hug and take photos with their dogs too. I hope to have my own dog one day. I also enjoy running with SOSG because there are so many nice volunteers and coaches like Ernie and Coach Norman. I am grateful for my volunteer coaches to help train me. They always encourage me to continue running. We must always listen to our coaches so that we can become stronger and must not be afraid to try out new things. Last year, I'm proud to say that I earned 2 medals running with SOSG. I participated in the UFIT Run 2021 and also 2021 Standard Chartered Singapore marathon. Being in Special Olympics helps my body to become stronger because of regular exercise and training. My family says that my posture has also improved and I am more confident in meeting new people now. With Special Olympics Singapore, we also get to try out different activities every month like kayaking and challenging obstacle courses at Adventure HQ. I also get to do my part for the environment through logging with SOSG, where we help to clean up litter from the nature's trails. I really like being in Special Olympics and hope for more friends to join me. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacqueline, for your insightful speech.
We will now move on to the Q&A segment. I am Justin, the moderator of the Q&A section. Members of the audience, if you guys have any questions for any of our speakers or Project Grace, please post your question in the Zoom chat. You can also voice your opinions by on your mic. We have one question for Mr. Hei Qing Hui from Linda. How do you balance being in dance sport and working?
Okay, first of all, through dance sports, right, and working, right, I actually in Latin dance CCA. So basically I balance up, which is that after work, and I will take about 2 hours to go for trainings in dance sports to actually volunteer with Special Olympics. Yeah, so I balance with that, which is that I practice with the athletes and also my student as well. Yeah.
Thank you for your insightful response. We have another question for Jacqueline. Which place do you enjoy running the most?
Sports Hub. I'll be going on Mondays and Thursdays.
That's great. We also have another question for Mr. Hosni. Is there something in particular that makes you like coaching?
I love coaching when I see athletes pour out their hard work, their aspirations to become better every day. That really makes me satisfied to see they really push hard, push to the limit. Yes.
Thank you for your heartfelt response. I believe we have another question for Ms. Tae Soo Yin. How did your journey start?
My journey?
For Ms. Soo Yin.
Oh, okay. So my journey with SOSG.
Yeah.
So for myself, I actually have been working with special needs ever since I started social enterprise with my mom back in 2010. So ever since then, I've been, I actually worked with my mom for about 10 years, and then I went on to do other things. But I would say it's really fate that made me come back to special needs. And I think it's an area where I feel that it's very important and there's so much potential in our athletes.
That's great. We have another question from Linda for Coach Hosni. What keeps you coaching our SOSG athletes?
Okay. Special Olympic will have a special place in my heart. Looking at all the athletes, I love to see how they smile, they laugh, and they're enjoying themselves in training. And then especially when they are winning, wow, that's one of the wonderful things that you can see in your life. Yeah, you experience in your life. Yes, that's one of the things that why I keep coming back and wanting to coach the SOSG. Yes,
that's very heartwarming to hear. We also have another question from Faraz for Mr. He Xinghui. How do you get promoted from athlete to head of SOSG?
SOSG actually have platform actually have given me more opportunity, which is that as athletes we join different types of sports, so have more opportunities to actually to conduct in like as a head or assistant head in the dance sports. Yeah, so I try out in sport. Dance sport is a very new sports for Special Olympics, so that's why I was in getting that in school as I'm working. So that's why out of it I become their assistant coach. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your informational response. We have another question for Qing An for Ms. Soo Yin. How do you become a good athletic leader?
I think we can learn a lot from Qing Hui. So as for him, right, he really sets a very good example for his fellow athletes. So for Qing Hui, he actually works in APSN Tangmin School as an instructor aide as well. So in APSN Tangmin School, he is there to make sure that his fellow students they are all welcome and they also get the opportunity to try. Everybody is included. So yeah, I would say look up to leaders like Qing Hui to look at the different traits that you can become. How can you learn to become a good leader? We're proud of you, Qing Hui.
Yeah, I also agree with that. Now we have two questions from Cairo. What is the difference between the Paralympic and Special Olympic? And what are the places where the Special Olympics are to be held? Maybe Ms. Su Yin can answer this.
So just now I shared for Special Olympics and Paralympics, the main difference is in terms of like the types of athletes that we serve. So in Special Olympics, they are all just persons with intellectual disabilities. For Paralympics, they have 10 different types of disabilities, including physical disability. So like we see, we have the famous Paralympians, we have, oh no, I just forgot her name now, Miss Ying Xiu. So for her, she's more of a physical disability rather than intellectual disability. Yeah. And the places where the Special Olympics are held, it really depends on like the coach, the host countries. So for next year, we'll be having our Summer Games in Berlin, in Germany. Then in the past, we have held our Summer Games and Winter Games at many different other countries in the US and all over the world. I hope that answers the question.
Thanks for the answer.
Okay, now we'll move on to To Chung Si's question. For the athletes, how frequent was your training sessions and what was the training sessions like? Maybe Ms. Jacqueline could answer this question.
So, how often is your training?
How often?
How many times a week?
Two.
Which days? Say again.
Mondays and Thursdays.
What time?
6:45. 6:45 to
Roughly what time do you finish? 8:15.
6:45 to 8:15.
I see. I hope that answers your question, to Mr. To Chung Si. Lastly, we have a question from Linda. In SOSG, the athletes who have the ability will be
I
given
think Linda
training.
was trying to answer like how do we get the how do we become a good athlete leader?
Oh, I see. I think we have one last question for Mr. He Xing Hui. Are there difficulties in coaching dance sport?
There is no difficulties for teaching dance sports because is that most of my students actually have graduated and they have a bit of skills for that. And I'm also told them that if let's say that they need to take as in like practice makes perfect, so they need to practice. So for my case, I also work dance with them, practice with them, and make sure they are correct. So I find that sometimes the difficulties, which is that do we have the patience? So these patients actually let us know that are we willing to actually persevere? Yeah, so that's why I don't find any difficulties at all. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I hope all these questions have allowed us to understand SOSG much better. And that's a wrap for the Q&A. Thank you, Mr. Muhammad Hosni and SOSG. And thank you to the audience for your active participation.
We have almost come to the end of today's seminar. Dear viewers, I am Adriel, the leader of Project Grace 2022. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of the seminar with us. Indeed, sport has the power to change the world, inspire, unify, and empower people from all walks of life. From the tales of young, inspiring athletes by Coach Hosni to the selfless acts of SOSG volunteers, we hope that those stories may be able to open your eyes and let you see the world from a different perspective. We hope that this seminar may impart the spirit of determination and resilience to you. and more importantly, urge you to make an impact in the SOSG community, whether it be big or small. Together, we can make a more inclusive and loving society for people with intellectual disabilities and give them the support that they need. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for making time to stay to the end, and we hope that you have enjoyed this seminar as much as we have. We at Project Grace are currently running a fundraising campaign on behalf of SOSG to raise funds for the athletes. The link to our donation drive can be found in the Zoom chat or the QR code as shown on the screen. Your contributions are greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Project Grace. Once again, thank you so much for joining this seminar.